Good morning, sir. It's a pleasure to be with you here and take your valuable inputs on mobile phone addiction. So, sir, how do you think mobile phone addiction is impacting people?
Okay, so in the past few years, there has been rapid and wonderful advancements in technology, and this has immensely facilitated our lives. But we as human beings, we've moved from reliance on technology to dependence on technology, and now many of us are getting addicted to technology. So we first need to understand what this internet addiction is all about. It is also known as internet and video game addiction, technology addiction, problematic internet use, comes with different names. What essentially happens to people who are addicted to the internet is that there is a progressive increase in their time spent on the internet. They are unable to control the amount of time which they spend on the internet, and they invariably end up spending more time than they intended. Further than that, people become irritable and have mood swings if internet is withdrawn or is unavailable to them. So these are some of the features of what we refer to as addictive disorders. Addictions to drugs, psychoactive drugs as we call them, show a similar pattern in terms of behavior of individuals. Finally, internet addiction has a significant impact in academics. It has a significant impact on people who are working or work abilities, and it leads to a host of physical, psychological and social problems. So we now know that problems such as eye strain, problems in vision, neck problems, something called carpal tunnel syndrome, which is a rather serious medical problem, obesity, sleep disorders, all of it are related to internet addiction or excessive internet use. Apart from that, people begin to have mood swings, they become irritable, they become anxious, they have problems in attention, concentration and memory as some of the psychological problems. And typical of addictive behaviors, lying and manipulative behaviors are also seen in people who are addicted. And finally, we may have consequences such as loneliness, social isolation and the dangerous entity of living in a virtual world.
Mm-hmm. And which age group do you think gets impacted the most?
So all age groups are affected by addiction to the internet, but teenagers and young adults are maximally impacted. The age group of, I would say, somewhere from 10 years to 35 years is maximally impacted. Data from the West suggests to us that about 10% of Westerners and teenagers are addicted, and the rates of addiction are higher in the Asian countries, up to 15 to 20%. Some data suggests that it may be as high as 40%. And on an average, teenagers are now spending about 6 hours on the internet every day.
Mm-hmm. And any solutions you would like to give to these people?
Sure. So now one of the things is we also need to understand what this internet addiction entails, or what is it that comes in the category of internet addiction. Gaming is the most common addiction or a common addiction. Gaming is seen more commonly in boys and men, and last year the World Health Organization put it in the category of addictive disorders. Now other forms of addiction would include social networking such as WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, things like these. Then online shopping is a huge addiction. Addiction to pornography, gambling, even blogging are different forms of addiction to the internet. As far as what we can do, now there are strict guidelines by pediatricians and psychiatrists about the amount of internet use which is acceptable. The World Health Organization has recently said that a child less than 1 year should not be exposed to the mobile phone at all. And the guidelines for people up to 18 years of age is not more than 2 hours every day. And it should not be any violent content or any pornography included in that. And this 2 hours per day is all forms of technology. So the first responsibility lies with the parents, that they should ensure that mobile phones do not become a substitute for lack of time or as an easy way to handle or manage children. So they should not hand or provide the mobile phone to the children at all. And they should also lead by example. Children, particularly very young children, learn from observation. So they see their parents are constantly on the mobile phones. that's what they are going to learn as well. So that's the initial part. Apart from that, what is important, particularly children and teenagers, is outdoor activities. All of them should be engaging in some outdoor sport. Apart from that, they should have the good qualities of reading books. They should have a set of hobbies going for themselves. They should have a good and healthy peer group and engage in social interactions. So the positive things in life are going, then we are less likely to get addicted to the internet, and of course the responsibilities of the parents at all points of time to help children and adolescents understand the problems which come with addiction.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. It was a pleasure to be here.